Look, water. Imagine that. I did one this morning, but screwed it up. Wiped it out. Put a different video up today. Might put this up tomorrow. This is Tuesday, 28th. Quick story. When I was a kid, this always flooded way worse than this. The bridge is right there in the middle of the screen, where the metal gates are on each side of it. It's over it now. This morning it wasn't quite over the top. The top part of that bridge is about 1.5 feet thick, and it was 10 inches, 12 inches below that last night at 6 o'clock. This morning at 7 o'clock it was right to the top. Now it's over. Just a little better. Sort of say when I was a kid, we had a lot more all the time. Between that power pole just to the right of it, about 20 feet to the right, toward the ditch to the water to the right there, used to be the old pump house for the spring, and that's the only water we had back then. Summer, if the cows had the creek, everybody could take a bath every night. If the cows weren't near the creek, we didn't necessarily take a bath every night because there wasn't enough water. Cows got it first. Anyway, it was up on almost a 3-foot tall block foundation, and most of the winter the water was almost to the top of that, and inside it was up another foot before any water could get into the catch basin for the spring. And there were times where we quit drinking the water for a while because obviously the creek water was above it. It was nothing to be between 3 and 5 feet deep down in here. Right now, straight between me and that tree, that's over knee deep. There's at least 2 feet. You can see a little grass and toward the tree and a little grass to this side. About halfway in the middle of that, that's over your knees easily. And like I say, when I was a kid, everything was always covered. This thing could spend all winter with 2 or 3 feet of water on the whole thing, and it'd fluctuate. But over the years, they put a dam in out at Gaston. It's called Hag Lake and the Scoggins Valley Dam. So it's for irrigation. They control part of the flooding with that. Bad thing is, in years that have been bad, they've had plenty of room in the lake to hold water, and instead they've opened the floodgates and put 20 or 30 houses underwater when they didn't need to because the rain stopped. And then they're complaining later, oh my God, there's not enough water for recreation. So then they start shutting the irrigation rights off. So anyway, other thing they did downstream from us quite a ways on the river, Lake Oswego. If you look at that on a map, there's a big lake there that's actually, the river fills it and it dumps back out into the river at the other end. Down in there, close to I-5, there was just a big rock wall. The river went through a narrow passage, and that used to back it up. And about 10 or 15 years ago, they went in and blasted a bunch of that channel out. So it doesn't do it as much. So what it does now, if I've been out here and shown anything in the last couple of videos, it'll be about 3 feet below the level it is now. Pretty much all of it in the banks, and it rides right at the wrong spot on the bank, and it's really quick current through here. Once it breaks over the banks, the current slows down to about half. But when it is running fast and in the banks, it just tears the hell out of them. And we've had the state complain, and people have seen stuff, and your cows are tearing the banks up. A spot right there where this old creek bed meets the main creek at the base of the hill, that's all washed out. Well, the cows don't climb straight up a 10-foot undercut bank to tear it up. They don't get in there. Another spot over there you can kind of see. The one over there, the whole section in there dropped because the muskrat and nutria had their dens in there, and the high water hits and wipes it out. They did the same thing down here by the bridge this summer. Cows went in there turned them in there to eat. About 5 cows fell into the creek, and they weren't even near the creek. Now it's going to rain harder again. Oh yeah, manure barn. Nice and dry in here. The two roof lines come together at that row of posts, and they don't exactly fit right, and we never did get it sealed right. So it's fine if it just rains. If the wind blows, it comes out of the southwest, so it comes from that direction and blows it right into the seam and tends to make it wet in here. But excuse me, just finished lunch, so now I'm full of burps. I just thought I'd show you what it looks like when it finally gets out of the banks. I don't know what it's going to do this time around. We got 1 3/4 inches of rain from 6 o'clock last night to 7 o'clock this morning. We've had almost another 1/2 inch to now, and it's only rained part of the day. But we've had enough rain to keep the creek level up. And I had to go to town last night, so I got to go see what the river looked like on the way into town. And there's just what you can see from the highway going into town. There's about 2,000 or 3,000 acres underwater. So that's what it is. I know there's parts of the country that when it does finally flood, it gets worse, way worse. Parts of the country here that, depending on how much snow there is when the rain hits, can be way worse. In '96, it wiped out half the city of Vernonia, and that's considered a mountain city, by the way. They're at like, oh God, they got to be between 1,200 and 1,800 feet, I suppose. But there's 2 rivers that meet right there, and if you got 4 or 5, 6 feet of snow not too far from town, and it gets warm and then it rains and all of it melts, it wipes it out in a hurry. Same thing happened in '07. So, yep, water everywhere, and I wouldn't drink it. Too much runoff from the houses up above. Too many houses up above, too. Used to see a few pipes sticking out of banks here and there. It's like, I bet you they don't even have a septic system. That's what feeds the fish and the crawdads, right? That's the only thing left to feed the crawdads, because they don't let the dairies do anything. Oh, there is no more dairies. Dairy down the road, we rent the pasture here in front from. The ditch went right from their manure pile all the way down to the creek, and that's where all the crawdads were. But now you can't have anything in the creek. Guess what? We used to see hundreds or thousands of crawdads every year in the creek. Now you're lucky if you see 5 or 6. So it is what it is. Ain't nothing there for them to eat. Same with fish. We still go throw a line in once in a while, but all we get's mudcats. These spiny little buggers. They ain't worth anything. I wouldn't eat one. Hardly any trout left. And the ladies all came outside because they thought they were going to get to go in the feed barn. I can't get to the other 2 bales. I need 1 more bale in here and 1 out front. I can't get back to the barn to get them at the moment because, hey, I kind of got cut short on it last one. Phone rang. It happens. Yeah, I couldn't finish feeding earlier because the poopy pumper was here. And the septic tank is right outside Mom's basement door, right where we got to go to get back to the big bale barn. So he was kind of parked in the way. It didn't take him too long. The weather actually got better after he was done. Sun come out, fed the last couple bales without getting wet at all. That's why I was showing you here. See, poopy. Puppy laying in the poopy. He'll take any soft spot he can find on his concrete floor. That's all the manure that got scraped out off the belly pans. Well, it's not all of it. That's about half of it. The other half's already got tossed. And this thing should be about ready to grow out of here. I don't know if we can see in here or not. Let's see. Yep. See the oily mess? Right underneath the alternator bolt, there's a bolt that ties through, holds the front cover on. And it was whoosh. That was on a loose one, actually. We found a couple others that we thought might have been, but they weren't. But the trail from underneath there looking up, the trail was right from where that bolt is. So That should do it. Yeah, dog's life. Stay in the warm shop. Get to play. So, I'll throw this up tomorrow because, dang, I can't remember who it was. You'll know when you see the heading of the video. That's who it's for. He says he's going to be first. I hate that when I go brain dead. Oh well. Hey, hit the like button. Subscribe if you haven't. You know, what everybody else says. Oh yeah, they all say subscribe. It's free. Oh, one more thing I got to do. I cleaned the fruit cleaner cup out. I still got to pull the air filter. Probably should do that before I roll it out of here. So, thanks for watching. Number one, and Grandma just got back from picking that stuff up. She's working on getting that trailer back in the hole. The old trailer was 8 foot wide, outside edge. This thing's 8.5. The hole's big enough, it's just a little snug. You gotta be straight with it. So, she's having fun. Creek water went back down. It's more or less in the banks. I was hoping you could see it from there, but you can't. Oh, and look, FedEx showed up. I don't know what they got. We got 2 or 3 things coming for different things. Who knows? Hey, that name I couldn't remember yesterday. This is Wednesday, by the way, the 29th, at right at noon. I'm going to go find me some lunch here in a minute, and then I'll put this thing up. It was Gordon Bright. So, hey, in case you didn't already figure it out when you read the title. Sorry, Gordon, I could not remember. I was thinking it was you, and then I thought, oh no, I was thinking of somebody else too. So, hey, Gordon Bright, you're first. All right, thanks for watching, everybody. Yes, it's still raining. Just that the water went down. That means it didn't rain somewhere else overnight. So, that's all I know. Thanks for watching.